And Israeli startup Utilis has developed a way to detect leakages of fresh water as it makes its way through the national water infrastructure by taking a look at Earth's surface from outer space. Now, Eddie Segal is the VP of Sales at Utilis and joins me in studio now. Eddie, thank you so much for joining me. Now, how big of a problem is water leakage within community infrastructures?
It's a big problem. A lot of water is lost on its way to our homes. Imagine every morning we open the tap and magic, there is water coming out. But there's a big effort and a lot of waste between the catchment of this water, sometimes seawater, until it reaches our homes. And this is what we are tackling. We're looking at underground infrastructure to identify water that has escaped the pipes.
And how does the technology actually work?
Let me take you to another world, okay, where doctors look at X-rays or MRI imagery to identify unhealthy tissue versus healthy tissue. So our system, in another world, in another space, looks at imagery taken from satellite and identifies water, potable water, that has escaped from the pipes and is not reaching home. And that's leakage. And
this technology was originally developed to look for water in Mars and Venus. Now, how have you adapted this to look for it on Earth?
Okay, so the founder, a young man, Israeli man, like many startups in Israel, he studied geophysics in the Hebrew University in Jerusalem. And when he left the university, he came across this problem that not too many people are aware of, that we are losing a lot of water in the invisible infrastructure underground. So he found, at that time, 3 years ago, the one single satellite that carries a sensor that can provide such a solution when looking to the Earth. He, with his 10 fingers, developed the algorithm that is already working all over the world.
What an absolute genius. Now, how much water can potentially be saved through this?
Significant amounts. If we take, for example, you mentioned
32 billion cubic.
Astronomical number, which to us does not mean very much. But imagine a soft drinks producer that is sending its drinks to the supermarkets every morning, and 30% does not reach the supermarket. That's inconceivable, right? So if we can reduce that by half, it will be an amazing achievement.
And do you think that this can be achieved?
It is. It is being achieved today in many cities, in Europe, in the States. We are 3 years in the market already and generating very impressive results.
Well, it is impressive to see people going to so much effort to try and save our world's water, because it is a very, without it, we all die. So, Eddie Segal, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.